For finding elongation index value of aggregate, take minimum 200 pieces of aggregate from representative sample and note down its weight. In this case, the weight of the sample is 1150 grams. Here also the sample is sieved through the same set of sieves as used for determination of flakiness index of 20 mm size aggregate. After adequate sieving, the fraction of aggregate of different sizes are retained on different sieves. As seen, no aggregate is retained on 20 mm sieve. Aggregate fraction passing through 20 mm sieve and retained on 16 mm sieve is taken for testing. Here, the aggregate fraction under test is passed through the corresponding length slot on length gauge. However, it is important in this case that the particles retained on the length slot are weighed and reading recorded. The length of the slot corresponding to 20 and 60 mm sieves is calculated as 9 by 5 multiplied by the average of 20 and 60 mm sieve, which comes out to be 32.4 mm. The length of the slot on which these aggregates are retained is 32.4 mm. All the particles retained are weighed and the reading is noted in the observation sheet. The same procedure is followed for aggregate passing through 16 mm and retained on 12.5 mm sieve. Here also, the aggregate retained on the respective length slot are weighed and recorded in the observation sheet. The same procedure is followed for aggregate retained on subsequent sieves, that is 10 mm sieve and 6.3 mm sieve, and their corresponding weights recorded. The elongation index is the total weight of the material retained on the various length gauges expressed as a percentage of the total weight of the sample taken. In this case, the elongation index of aggregate comes out to be 45.7%. Similarly, the elongation index of aggregate for second sample from the same lot is measured. The average of two values obtained is reported as the final result. As per Bureau of Indian Standard Code, flakiness and elongation tests are not applicable to aggregate sizes smaller than 6.3 mm. In this video program, you have seen the apparatus and the procedure to determine the flakiness and elongation index value of coarse aggregate. You have also seen the steps involved in calculating these index values. However, it is important to know that the upper limit of flakiness and elongation index value of coarse aggregates as per British standards is 35 to 40% depending upon the size of the aggregate. I hope after having viewed this video film, you shall be able to perform this experiment in your laboratory. Thank you.